Hi everyone, Psych here. I have a very short video for you today for informational purposes only that is entitled Negativity Bias in the News. And I've taken this from an article entitled Negativity Drives Online News Consumption. This was taken from Nature Human Behavior Journal, March 2023, and it was also reviewed in SciPost. Okay. So, you may have heard the term negativity bias, and you can easily find it with an online search. Now, in a nutshell, our brains tend to react more strongly to negative information, negative events, whatever, than, say, positive information. It's probably an evolutionary reason for this, this way of thinking, this negativity bias. It helps keep us safe, for example, by seeing potential danger in situations that we find ourselves in. So there can be some benefits, but there can be some cons as well. Anyway, the authors mention an old saying, the newsroom phrase of, if it bleeds, it leads, was coined to reflect the intuition among journalists that stories about crime and bloodshed and tragedy sell more newspapers than stories about good news, uplifting news, things like that. Now, the author's research has to do with online news, and here's the essence of the article. They discovered that the presence of negative words in news headlines significantly increased the likelihood of those headlines being clicked by readers. Specifically, for an average length headline, each additional negative word boosted the click-through rate, the CTR, by 2.3%. So this result underscores a broader trend observed in media consumption where negative information tends to draw more attention than positive information, a phenomenon often referred to as negativity bias. Okay. On the other hand, the researchers found that positive words in headlines had the opposite effect. Increased presence of positive language in headlines correlated with a decrease in click-through rates. So you can kind of understand why maybe you always tend to see more negative headlines than maybe some of the positive ones. I mean, if newspapers trying to get views, okay, it kind of makes sense. Now, I just thought this was interesting information, and it's worth paying attention to find out if I or you, fall into this scenario. There are people I know, that including myself, that try to limit the amount of news that is read and watched just because so much of it is negatively biased, to the point where, I can think it can have negative impact on how I or you view the world around me or around you. So it's possibly something to look into. And I'm, a real firm believer that, if you start enmeshing yourself in all of the negativity bias that's out there, it can have this contagious effect. So it's something that you actually have to think about and practice, going the other way, maybe avoiding some of the negativity bias, going with some of the things that are, more positive or at least neutral, assuming that you don't want all this negativity flowing into your life. So something to think about and see if it might be something that you might want to make some adjustments to if you need to. And that's it for now. Thanks.